The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Jets mini camp officially begins today. Aaron Glenn will speak, and we got some news on Sauce Gardner. And let's talk about this team, the roster, all of it. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super Chats, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go, here on a Tuesday. Welcome in, everybody. Before we get started, reminder that if you're not a Patreon member, you're missing out. Join the Patreon, get your name added to the intro, get 20% off all merch items, plus you get bonus shows, and most importantly, Discord access where you can talk to your favorite AsManiacs year-round, whether I'm live on YouTube or not, plus info about future events, discounts on those events, and a whole lot more. Patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Make the plunge to Patreon if you haven't done so already. So, some news to start off, as this was reported this morning, and I question just how big of a news story it really is, but, you know, for June, I guess we could say it's news here. Sauce Gardner did, in fact, report for mandatory minicamp today, and I'm not surprised. I guess it's somewhat of a story because there was an OTA last week that was open for the media, and Sauce wasn't there. But to my knowledge, he's been at everything else. So we know Sauce wants a new contract, as does Garrett Wilson. Jeremy Fowler told Connor Long on this show the Jets have at least made initial offers, he believes, to both players. So the two sides are negotiating. They're talking. That's a good thing. And Sauce being there is also a good thing. Now, I haven't seen anything on if Garrett is there, but he's been at everything. So I would assume Garrett Wilson is also there. When he last spoke to the media, he was asked about why he's showing up to things that are voluntary when he could be like a lot of players around the league and hold out. And he says he wants to be there, be with his new coaches, be with his new teammates, all that. So I would expect Garrett to also be there. But ultimately, I'd be very disappointed if the Jets don't come to terms with both of these guys before the year starts. I think it sends the right message to get it done. I think it sends the right message to the fan base, in addition to the locker room. And these guys are really good players. We could debate where they rank in the NFL, but if you're not going to pay two homegrown stars, then who are you going to pay? Because it's not like you don't pay them and then you allocate the money to other players and that's going to make you a better team. It won't. We've seen this. Doesn't work. Oh, you trade them and get draft picks. Great. Are they going to be anywhere as good as the players you have now? These guys play premium positions. They want to be Jets. They're really good players. They're foundational pieces. You pay him. Just like the Jets paid Quinn Williams. Different regime, but they got that done. And this regime already showed that they were true to their, hey, we want to keep good young players and keep them Jets by paying Jamie and Sherwood this offseason. So I hope they get something done. I think to me, it just makes too much sense to try and get something done with both players. And perhaps this is something that gets done before training camp really gets underway. Because you do have some holdouts around the league right now. TJ Watt's not showing up for minicamp. He wants a new deal with the Steelers. Hopefully he holds out after week one, right? Keep holding out, TJ. Come back after you play the Jets. Everyone's been following the Trey Hendrickson storyline with Cincinnati. He wants a new deal. So, this is a story around the league. So we will see if there's any news that comes out. Aaron Glenn is going to speak later today. Coordinators will speak tomorrow, and Glenn is expected to speak again on Thursday, although we've seen some teams around the league cancel that last day of minicamp and do like a team bonding thing instead, and then give the players an early start to their summer. We'll see if Glenn's doing that. First-year coach, maybe or maybe not. He, is saying we could use the practice time, which if that's the case, I think we all would be okay with that. Now, I thought this was an interesting story in ESPN.com written by Jets reporter Rich Cimini. He went through last year's roster and this year's roster, a position-by-position breakdown, and he gave his thoughts on whether or not he thinks the Jets improved or got worse at that position. So I will pull up Rich's article. We will go through it together, and then I will weigh in and share my own opinion on whether or not I agree with Rich or disagree with his assessment. So you can read the full thing on ESPN.com. We'll start with the quarterback. And I will zoom in so those of you who don't have great eyesight could follow along. Quarterback. Obviously, Justin Fields is the starting quarterback, replacing Aaron Rodgers. Rich writes, Rodgers is one of the most accomplished passers in history, so this is a no-brainer, right? Not exactly. Based on a what have you done lately criterion, it's closer than you think. In their past 17 starts, Fields is superior to Rodgers in total QBR, completion percentage over expected, and yards per attempt. Fields also has a better record as a starter, 9-8 to 5-12. Truthfully, neither one played well over that span. The mitigating factor, Rodgers was in his age 41 season, coming off a torn Achilles. If Fields doesn't improve on these numbers in 2025, the Jets could be in trouble. They believe Fields, 26, is an ascending player. His understated demeanor should make him a better fit with Glenn than Rodgers would have been. Cimini's assessment, same. I disagree with this. I think the coaching and the issues that the Jets had with Tyron Smith at the beginning of the year and everything that went down, Saleh being fired, the turmoil that created, I think that was the biggest culprit. I'm not saying Rodgers was great, but I think by the end of the year, he played a lot better. His last game as a Jet, he threw 4 touchdowns, was moving around. I think he's going to be better coming off the Achilles this year than he was this past year. That's natural. That happens with basically every athlete coming back from that injury. So I think the Jets got worse at quarterback. It's not maybe drastic, but you bet your life you got one game to win. You taking Justin Fields or Aaron Rodgers? Enough said. So, next position, running back. I mean, it's the same running back room. I think the Jets could actually have a better rushing attack because the scheme is better. But as far as the roster, it's the same thing. So we don't need to spend a whole lot of time breaking this one down. I agree with Rich. It's the same. But I do think Breece Hall, if healthy, is going to have a good year. Because I think he's got the offensive line in front of him. And I think Angstrand's zone blocking scheme is going to be a better fit for Breece than whatever the heck the Jets were trying to do last year. Wide receiver. Garrett Wilson, Josh Reynolds, Allen Lazard, Xavier Gibson, Tyler Johnson, Arian Smith, Malachi Corley. Last year, you had Garrett Wilson. You added Devontae Adams for the last couple months of the year. He replaced Mike Williams, who got traded. You had Lazard, you had Gibson, you had Corley. Corley was a complete non-factor. The wide receiver room was better last year. It just was. You had Devontae Adams, who put up big numbers while he was a Jet. Enough said. They got worse. I agree with Rich's assessment here. We don't need to spend a whole lot of time on that. I think it's obvious. Tight end. I mean, tight end to me, they got better, but I'm also placing a lot of faith on a rookie tight end. I think Mason Taylor is going to be a good player. I think he's going to have a role right away. He's going to be their starting tight end. I think Stone Smart has some sneaky upside as maybe a player that could have a critical catch or two in a game and saying, maybe they should use him more. He was flashing some potential with the Chargers last year. Ultimately, I think Tyler Conklin was solid, right? I wouldn't have mind bringing him back on the deal he got from the Chargers and then still drafting Mason Taylor. I think the tight end room is slightly better, but it's not enough for me to say Rich is crazy for having the result in his assessment being the same. I think that's about right. It's pretty close. Some more breakdowns here. The offensive line. I mean, the offensive line is clearly better. Because remember, last year at the start of the season, Tyron Smith started, and he was washed. Morgan Moses was playing through injuries. I think at the bare minimum, Armand Membu is capable of playing at that level, if not more. So I'm going to say Armand Membu upgrade over an injured, banged-up Morgan Moses. Olu Fashanu, assuming he's healthy for the full year. I have no reason to think he won't be. Another year of playing with Simpson next to him. Another year of Titman being at center. AVT, another year removed from the Achilles. I think the offensive line is significantly better week 1 in 2025 than it is week 1 of 2024. And that's what I'm comparing it to. I'm comparing it to the O-line at the start of last season as we do this exercise, not what it was at the end of the year when Olu had already replaced Tyron Smith before Olu went down with the injury. I think the O-line is the biggest piece for the Jets offense this year. We're going to talk about Fields. We're going to talk about, who's going to be the other pass catcher next to Garrett. If the O-line is really good, you'll be in games. Very rarely are teams god-awful if you have a good offensive line. Usually the worst teams have bad O-lines. The big reason why they suck. If they give Fields time, he's talented. And he can make plays with his legs. And we already went through the running back room that we all believe is uber talented. So I believe when it comes down to it, we're talking about a Jets offense that if the O-line is pretty good, they should be a pretty good team. At least they should be a functioning team. And then it comes down to other factors like the special teams, the coaching, the defense bouncing back. They shouldn't be an embarrassment if the O-line is good. I agree. Better. Defensive line. Look, the defensive line, if Jermaine Johnson's healthy, is better. Right? Hassan Reddick sucked. Let's call it for what it is. Javon Kinlaw, awful. This was a strength of the team 2 years ago. Last year, it was a huge weakness, in part because of Jermaine's injury. If Jermaine Johnson comes back and plays well, and they could just find someone. Rich in the story here, you see on the screen, mentions Byron Cowart as a guy to play next to Quinnen Williams. They have enough talent there where it should not be a huge weakness, but the depth is not great. Michael Clemens is still on this team. Can Leonard Taylor take a step forward? Can Tyler Barron, who they drafted on day 3, be better than we all realize and play a role? Derek Nandi is a guy who had a down year, but he's been decent in his career, talking with people that watch him with Kansas City every week. You have Quinnen. I think he'll have a big year. I think Will McDonald, I like the fact that he added muscle. If he could be more of an all-around player that helps your run defense, I still think we're a body short in this room, either at edge or even DT. Jadeveon Clowney's out there. I wanted the Jets to sign him a year ago. He is still decent against the run. He still gives you decent pass rushing skills. He's a hired gun. He'd play on a 1-year deal. I'd look to add him at this time, but he's over 30, so don't count on it. But I think the defensive line room is slightly better, pending Jermaine Johnson being close to what he's been. Maybe he's not that guy right away, but by the end of the year, I think he will be. So, Rich, result, same assessment as me. Better if Johnson's 100%. And I see there's a comment here from David. Jake, another body. That's 10 D linemen. Who do you remove? If you think that, for example, David, that Jay Tufili, or if you think Rashad Weaver is not even mentioned here, if they have guaranteed spots on the roster, you're kidding yourself. Some of these guys, they signed to 1-year deals. Their contracts aren't even guaranteed beyond the minimum. So you could find a spot for Clowney if you added him. All right. To the linebacker room. I mean, it's the same group. Shamian Sherwood. It's Quincy Williams. I mean, to me, this is the same. I'm hoping Quincy can get back to what he was 2 years ago with Glenn, because I think he was one of the many players, Sauce Gardner included, if you saw yesterday's show with this big debate with Sauce's play not being as good as his first 2 years. Same with Quincy. Wasn't as good as it was his all-pro year in 2023. Sherwood was probably the only defensive player last year that exceeded our expectations for him. McDonald as well, but he started to fizzle out towards the back half of the season. Most of his production was in the first half. Sherwood was probably the only defensive player that was consistent throughout. And I think this scheme is a better fit for these linebackers, because what do Quincy and Sherwood have that many players around the league don't? Elite speed. So I'm expecting these guys to be more involved in blitzing and chasing after the quarterback and hopefully forcing more turnovers. I don't care if the Jets allow more yards. Someone yesterday tried to argue with me on the show, if you saw it, saying, oh, the Jets defense last year, I mean, they finished number 3 in yards allowed for the second straight year. You didn't watch them if you think they were bad. Anyone who watched the Jets knows that that ranking is totally deceiving. They weren't good when it mattered, and they were number 23 in defensive EPA, which is a much better reflection of the defense's performance. That factors in field position. That factors in the amount of possessions you're on the field for. The defense underachieved. They were awful, especially post Robert Saleh being fired. Secondary. I mean, Rich writes about it here. The Stevens for DJ Reed swap, right? Brandon Stevens is the big free agent ad. They saved $9 million in guarantees by letting Reed walk. But did they get better? I mean, you see the stat on the page there. He had a down year, Stevens, with the Ravens. He was targeted 98 times as the nearest defender, 5th most among corners. The Jets believe he's better than his stats. You heard Wilkes talk about that last week. I do think Cisco is an upgrade over Chuck Clark. I know Cisco was not good last year. I think kind of to what happened with the Jets, how it was just a mess for most of the players last year, toxic environment. I think the same could be said for what happened with Jacksonville. Cisco, I think, is an upgrade. How much of an upgrade? If he's the guy he was 2 years ago, it's a big upgrade. Let's call it for what it is. If he's not that guy, well, then the secondary, I mean, if Michael Carter's healthy, I think it probably is still a little better, but it's not enough of a drastic upgrade, unless the caveat being A.Z. Thomas. Is A.Z. Thomas truly going to have a role in this team? He's looked good from what I have been told and from what we have heard from people on the show, on the record, at these OTAs so far. He is your conventional press man corner that is a perfect fit for Wilkes and Glenn. So if Stevens is not good, that's a bad contract you gave out, but at least you feel like you got tremendous depth behind him in A.Z. Thomas out of Florida State. But if the Jets could take Brandon Stevens and get him to play really well, all of a sudden you have a lot of faith in a Glenn and Wilkes coaching staff to take a guy with talent and put him in the right spot to succeed, which happens around the league. Rich's assessment is that they got worse in the secondary. I think it's the same. I wouldn't say it's worse. I think it's the same with the chance it's better. I don't think DJ Reed was that great last year. I think DJ Reed, if you're telling me he's the DJ Reed of his first 2 years, then sure. DJ Reed, his first 2 years with the Jets, was awesome. One of the best free agent signings the Jets have made in recent memory. I don't think DJ Reed was that great last year. I don't. People give Sauce a hard time. DJ Reed was worse. So I actually think the secondary got slightly better, but the bare minimum, I'm saying the same. I don't think they got worse. Finally, we get the special teams. I mean, Rich is saying the same. I don't know. It's hard to be worse than Greg Zuerlein. I think they got better by default. Now, did they get a lot better? That's going to be the question. But you mean to tell me the Jets didn't improve at kicker by just not having Greg Zuerlein be their kicker? Before he was phantom IR'd with an injury, he was the worst kicker in the league. I can't sit here and tell you that Anders Carlson or Caden Davis are going to be great kickers, or that Austin McNamara or Kay Kroger are going to be great punters. I would have kept Thomas Morstead. I think that's a mistake. But I'm not going to let losing a punter stop me from saying they got better on special teams because of just how atrocious the kicking was last year. So ultimately, Rich has it as the same. I think you could say they got better. Now, in summary, Rich says the Jets improved on both lines, which should make them a more physical team. They regressed at receiver and in the secondary, but held steady in other areas. If you're scoring at home, it's a toss-up between 2024 and 2025, although it feels like the current roster has a few more holes than last season because of the depth issues in key positions. Their projected win total is 6.7, according to ESPN's Football Power Index. The only AFC team with a lower projection is the Browns. Final result, same. I think final result is maybe slightly worse or same. That's fine. Here's why I think the Jets are better than maybe a 5-win team. I think there's more upside with this team. I think there's more upside with some of the players they've added in key spots, with Mason Taylor, with Armand Membu, with another year of Olu, with Brees in the right scheme. with Will McDonald in this scheme, with Jermaine back. I think there's more upside with this team. The roster might be the same, but I think there's more upside. But that's just the roster. The biggest difference between the 2024 Jets and the 2025 Jets is the Jets are going to be coached in 2025. They weren't coached last year. They had poor coaching with Robert Saleh. They didn't have a coach with Jeff Ulbrich. That might be harsh, but it's a reality. So I don't know if Aaron Glenn's going to be a world beater. He's better than Jeff Ulbrich. And if we're saying the roster's around the same, then this team should win at least 6 or more games. That's kind of where I'm at right now. The floor should be 6. The ceiling is probably 9. Maybe 10 if Fields is the real deal. Maybe. They should be better. How much better? There's a lot of ifs. The 2025 Jets, their slogan is if. If Glenn's the real deal. If Angstrand's a good play caller. If Fields could take the step. There's a lot of ifs. But the floor should be better than 5 wins with the worst coach team I think any of us have ever seen. So I think they're around a 6-win team floor. If there's injuries, maybe it's worse, right? If Fields, who has a style that opens himself up to being hurt, maybe it's different. But the biggest difference is not the roster. The biggest difference is the coaching. The coaching should be a heck of a lot better. It's hard to be worse. Comments, questions, super chats will, in fact, cut the line. Appreciate all of you tuning into the show. Jets minicamp underway today. We will be joined this afternoon by Robbie Sabo from Jets X Factor. He is there covering minicamp. He will share his eyewitness observations from the final couple of practices that are open for the media to watch. And then summer vacation, training camp, end of July, we get things started for real for the 2025 New York Jets. Folks, how about this? The Drop Poop writes in. I've been listening on Spotify for about 2 weeks now. Glad I can make a stream in real time. Welcome aboard, the Drop Poop. And how about this? The Drop Poop is in the raffle for 5. He gifted 5 channel memberships. And since your name has poop in it, you're welcome. Oh. Incredible. The Drop Poop here, who's got your memberships: David Sadowski, Draft Geek, Hank G, Rob L, Mr. Bazak 122, all receiving a membership. That's 5 raffle entries for Drop Poop, plus a 6th raffle entry because he became a channel member on his own. Hey, let's give some love to Bo. Bo knows. He's gifting 10 channel memberships. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Bo. You are the man.
Get your ass off my super chats. Some of these are gifted memberships too.
Hey.
Ah, the hell with it.
Bo knows. Adam Page, Lord Streets, STE, Flight Boss 2.0, Slim God, Justin Heath, Kevin Maldonado, Zach R, Banks, Rob the God, all receiving a channel membership from Bo C. I got one more membership drop to share. That is from our guy Anthony, who became a Patreon member the other day. Thanks again for that, Anthony. You are in the raffle for 5.
Show me the money. Show me the money! Money.
Here we go. The following 5 people are channel members from Anthony. They went to Florida Jet Fan, Earl Bedford, Rex Ryan, sup Rex, KT, Will Monahan, all receiving a channel membership. So, some of you might be tuning in for the first time this week, saying, what raffle? Our top prize in Friday's weekly raffle, raffle 28. We've done weekly raffles since December 1st, is a full-sized throwback Broadway Joe Namath helmet. That's not all. A signed Walt Clyde Frazier jersey, prize 2. A signed Kevin Mawai Hall of Fame inscription jersey, prize 3. And a signed, can't wait, Bart Scott jersey, prize number 4. Gift the membership to be entered in our raffle or send in the requisite super chat to be eligible. Comments, questions, your super chats, they cut the line. Your thoughts on Samini's article comparing the rosters, and your thoughts on the news that it's weird calling it news. I feel like we're stretching here, but whatever. Sauce Gardner's at mandatory minicamp, which I fully expected him to be. Do they get a deal done? That's the bigger question. You know, that's what you want to know. do they get a deal done ultimately with Sauce and Garrett? I think Sauce is the easier contract to do. I think if you can only sign one long term, you would say Garrett, right? I mean, I'd sign both, but if you can only get one done, I would say you would prefer to get Garrett's deal done. Because Garrett's proven he's quarterback proof. He's produced all 3 years, whereas Sauce was still good last year. He wasn't an all-pro last year. But he was still good. And I don't think we ignore the first 2 years. That was the whole argument with Frankie on the show yesterday. So it's an interesting conversation. One, I think, ultimately, the Jets are going to do right by both guys and get deals done. Ryan says, that helmet will be coming on the daddy. Can't wait. Love it. Peter Castro says, Jake, you're thinking small. Smelling it, 11-6. I hope you're right, Peter. This team has not won 11 games since 2010. J Quest with a tremendous announcement here, folks. I'm getting sushi for lunch. Looking forward to it. Congratulations. Go to Sushi Time in Bethpage, J Quest. All you can eat sushi there. The Dro Poop writes in. It's good to have Dro Poop now in the comment section. He found us through Spotify. Spread the word, people, to all your podcast friends that the show is actually a YouTube show that happens to be posted after the fact on Spotify and Apple Podcast. My glorious king, Justin Fields, will take us to a Super Bowl. I hope you're right. I have some doubts about that, but I do think there's an avenue for Fields to be decent, to not be awful. And I'll say this. He does have a lot of swag in the like Jet jersey, right? Certain guys just look good in the jersey. The Jets yesterday had their media day with all the players, so they took pictures of the top guys. And the photo of Fields wearing the Jet jersey, it's not the same feeling as that first time we saw Rodgers rocking the jersey 2 years ago. All the hype, but this does look like a franchise quarterback here for what it's worth. Now, does that mean anything? No. But it's June 10th, and I need things to talk about. So I will put this up on the screen and pretend like it might mean something. John with a super chat. Everyone's at minicamp. No drama. Just work. This is the Jets offseason. I'm talking about giving me parallels to the 2024 Mets. Well, the 2024 Mets got off to a brutal start. The Jets can't afford that type of start if they're going to be the 2024 Mets. There's not enough games to make up for it. Robert writes in, if the run defense can somehow be more effective than last year, I think they'll have a chance in every game this year. Big if, but I'm always hopeful. All we have is hope this time of year. Fake BMAC is in the chat today, folks. Rodgers' revenge will be glorious. He will have Glenn's head on a stick. It really is amazing that fake BMAC has lasted as long as he has. I'll tell you what, the first person to send in 5 memberships, half the normal price of a bounty, will send fake BMAC to the hole. Rich writes in, get the likes up. I agree. Rich makes a salient point. Hit the thumbs up button. There's only 92 likes right now. John writes in, Fields can't throw 39,000 yards. Well, neither could Rodgers. That was over the course of his entire career. I think you mean 3,800 yards, perhaps. Not 39,000, unless that's his all-time career, which sounds right. I would have to look it up. But come on, man. Ladies and gentlemen, the people have spoken. Rick Kent has gifted 5 channel memberships. Sound the alarm. With the power invested in me, we say farewell to the fake BMAC. Peace. Now look what you've done, BMAC. No more protection from the Asmaniacs. Had to cut your call off and cast you down with the sodomites. Some time in here will feel like you've been run over by the lane train. Do you understand me? You catch my drift?
Give them another 24 hours to think about it.
Fake BMAC being sent to the hole. I don't know if that's happened, where someone who made a fake account for another listener of the show got hold. Pretty amazing. Rick Kent, you've done it, and you're in the raffle for 5. Bo C has gifted another channel membership. He's in our raffle for another entry. Let's tell you who got Rick's memberships here, and then we'll tell you Bo's memberships as well. The following listeners are now channel members. For Gib Gregson, Jeffrey C. Urena, Matt P., Johnny Dank, shout out to Johnny, big movie star, Drop Back Mark, all receiving a channel membership. Now, we got Devin in the mix. A lot of memberships today. Where'd this come from? 5 channel memberships from our guy, Devin. Devin's in the raffle now for 5. D. Smalls, Michael Reptar, Salvatore Nocella, Phil M., D-Rob, and NYC Camper, all receiving channel memberships. Appreciate you, Devin. Thank you very much. Raffle, once again, folks, will be on Friday. Nick Shine writes in with a super chat. Sitting in the sauna trying to cleanse myself from Frankie's takes yesterday. You need to be in there a long time. Long time. Hey, quick reminder, speaking of Nick Shine, join me, Nick, and all our listeners for the Jets-Panthers game on October 19th. We have tickets available, field passes available for the first 75 people. So you can go on the field with your family, your group, after the game, take photos, all that. You got to lock in your spot by Friday, though. Shout out to Kyle Clifton, who bought a bunch of tickets I saw for his family this morning. He's joining us. All your favorites are going to be at this thing. So click the link, lock in your spot. The ticket is about $60 cheaper than what the face value normally is. We have great seats. We're in section 129, corner, lower level of the end zone. Same seat, same section that we were in last year for anyone who came to our Texans event, which was a great night on Halloween. Jets won. Garrett made an amazing catch. Best catch I'll ever see in live for anything ever. So we're running it again. We'll have tailgate information once we get everyone who's coming. If you are already going to that game, if you're a Jet season ticket holder going to that game, you still could join us at the tailgate. So I know a lot of you have reached out saying, hey, can I still come? Yes, absolutely. This is just for people who are buying a specific ticket for that game. Please join us. More the merrier. Once you buy your ticket, once I actually get the tickets from the Jets, I will email them to the email you list that you buy the ticket from. Let's see. Andy says that Nick Shine needs more bleach to rid himself of Frankie's takes. I get it. That was a tough one for Frank yesterday. But I'll tell you what. Love him or hate him. We did 2 hours and 45 minutes of just straight Jets talk yesterday in June. That never happens. Usually we need like Beast Breaker scratching his ass or something at some point. But no, we didn't need any of that. Straight Jets talk in June. That's impressive. What do we got here? Ricky NY checks in. Jake, I have more than hope. I have faith. I have belief. I have confidence. I have Aaron Glenn as my head coach. Go Jets. Well, Ricky, I'm glad you wrote this. Because, folks, if you take a look at the latest channel emoji, you'll notice there is officially a Ricky NY emoji for people to use. Boom! Take a look for yourself if you're a channel member. The Ricky NY emoji is live. Now you could smoke and debate with Ricky using his emoji in the chat. Super chat from Iconical Wear. We'll be down in Tampa to celebrate my 40th. We'd love to see the Jet fans down there. The game's on my birthday. You better buy your ticket with us, Iconical Wear. Join the Patreon. Get in the Discord. You'll see I have a link to purchase group tickets with Jet fans. Thanks to the Tampa Jets Club for the hookup with that. We got our event Saturday night, Saturday happy hour, and then the tailgate Sunday morning for all Jet fans making the trip. All right, here's the Tampa info on your screen. All this is in the Discord and Patreon as well. All right, tailgate is Sunday. You can scan the QR code on your screen and get your ticket, or go to tailgate.jets-fan.com. And then we got the happy hour at Gasper's Patio Bar and Grill in Tampa, 5 to 8 or 5 till however long you want to stay. We're going to have some special guests. We're going to have some raffle prizes, drink specials. This is the bar that the Tampa Jets crew watches all the games at. So we're doing a big event there. I might even do a live show from there too. I'm still working on the logistics of that, but I might go live from this event, which will be a lot of fun. So we got big things planned for the Jet fans making the trip to Tampa. So I better see you, long story short, Dirty. All right? You better drive that truck down to Tampa. All right, let's get to your call, shall we? Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is pinned. Let's start it off with someone who's always making salient points.
I'm still laughing, Jake, at the prospect of bringing my family to the game with the ASMANIACS.
You somehow convinced them. I was shocked. When I saw your name pop up, I was like, wait a second.
Oh, there's no way I'm bringing them. It's going to be me and a couple of the guys.
Oh, okay. It's not you. Okay.
Yeah, if I were to bring them, that's work. That's something separate. That's something I'm doing this weekend. Soccer tournament down in South Jersey. That's a whole other thing. Yeah, I mean, as far as Rich and his assessment goes, I think if you think that the scheme is going to be better and that the tight end blocking room is going to be better and the running back room is the same and that the offensive line is better, I kind of think there's reason for optimism. And I think that in general, the tight end room will be better. So I don't think it's quite the wash that Rich would characterize it. Otherwise, I thought everything else was kind of fair. It's just a matter of, this whole team is going to be contingent on what we can get out of Fields and how we take to the scheme. Those are the two major factors, right? If they can embrace the scheme and Fields can take a step, I don't see why they can't win, a couple more games than they did last year. I don't know if the playoffs are in the possibility, but, that would probably be the high end. That would be the ceiling for, maybe we could sneak in with 9 wins or whatever. I personally think it's going to be in the 6 to 8 range. And what's your thoughts on that?
I think playoffs comes down to Fields. Like because that's to me the unknown. Like I think they could be a decent team, competitive, win that 7 to 8 game range and hang around. But I don't think they could be a winning team and be a playoff team unless they're getting above average quarterback play this year. And that's tough right now when Fields has never been an above average quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. Otherwise, Glenn, to me, generally pretty impressed with everything so far. I don't feel like when he gets in front of a microphone, it's like pulling teeth. I feel like he's engaged with all areas of the team. I feel like there's someone who is dedicated, driven, professional, and knowledgeable in all aspects running the show now. And that's a good thing. So
I agree with you. You can't come away from a presser with him and not be encouraged. I just don't want to get sucked in by press conferences. I got to see it.
Yeah, and the way I felt about Salah was like I always felt like, and it might not be fair, but I always felt like he was kind of a deer in the headlights. And maybe the job was too big for him. Maybe he'll be better in a second stop. Hopefully he'll get that chance, but him and Douglas just ran out of time here.
I just felt like Salah never wanted to give his genuine opinion up there. Like he was just trying to say the right thing to not create a headline, which at times can almost be worse if you're thinking too much. Like you got to just genuinely be yourself,
Right. I appreciate your time as ever, Jake. Thanks.
Kyle, good call as usual. Appreciate you. Hit that like button if you guys haven't. It helps the channel, especially during the slow months. Reminder, merch store, it's open. Father's Day. Get a rope hat. JakeAsman.com/shop. Congrats to JoJo, who won the dad hat yesterday. We did a daily raffle. We'll do a couple more of those throughout the week. Never know what I might be giving away. Ryan with a comment here. Fields has a silent chip on his shoulder with Glenn coaching the hell out of him. O-line's going to give him time. Defense is going to smash guys. It's our playoff comeback, men. Watch and see. From your lips to God's ears, Ryan. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us right now on the Gusbuster Hotline is a guy who hasn't called all that much over the last few months. But I did notice when I took the day on Saturday and had Connor Long fill in that this guy called in, and I was offended. I was like, wait a second. He can call a 13-year-old, but he can't call me? But he's redeemed himself because he's called into the show. Ladies and gentlemen, sing along.
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he no sleeping. Adios mío.
Hey, Jake, what's up?
Hello, V-Man. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. What do you got? The bed looks
Well,
great, by the way. Also, wait a second. We've never been so eye level to you. Did you move the location of your camera on the computer?
Yeah, I was just adjusting it, Actually, no, my computer camera is still dead.
You're on your phone?
Yeah, no, so yeah, I have to adjust this little, I'm adjusting this, I have like a little thing it's a little phone stand that I got at a Comic-Con a few years back that I'm using.
Hell yeah.
So that we can...
By the way, how was the Puerto Rican parade?
It was just good, marches. It was good marches. I'm still wearing got the shirt on that I was wearing at the time.
Yeah. You have any photos?
I didn't take any photos. I was marching the parade, so I didn't have my camera out. But
no one took a photo of you marching?
There's probably some video footage online, but it's going to be hard to see because I'm in the middle of a group, so you won't see me. So I'm in the middle of the... Yeah, but no, I'm surprised I'm surprised no one's getting triggered at this shirt. Is anybody in the comment section getting triggered at my shirt?
No, but Pepperball Mike is still upset that you shoot him off apparently at the draft party.
Oh, sorry. Oh well, like I said, I'm surprised nobody's getting triggered at this shirt.
What? I can't even really see what the shirt is because it's a grotesque yellow color in the light. What am I looking at there?
A Pokey Frog in a boxing match with a bald eagle.
Interesting. That does not trigger me, but no one could tell what the shirt is.
Yeah, no, but everyone in the group had these shirts on. Yeah, but talking on football,
Hold on.
I'm just like
Boomtown is now triggered.
No, but let's honestly talk about football. I'm just looking forward. I'm really looking forward to this season. I really want to get the season underway because we're just entering in that lull period. NHL, NBA playoffs are coming to a close. We're entering that period where it's just a long, drawn out summer with just a bit of baseball happening. I just can't wait to get back into the grind of football, watching the games, And I'm feeling a bit
losing. Yeah.
We're Jets fans. But you know what? I feel better than most fans do with the team. Like I do. Like I said, I like Aaron Glenn's approach. I like the way he carries himself. Like I like it. I'm feeling confident. I feel like this team is going to be underestimated throughout the season, not just by us and the fans, but I think by the NFL as a whole. And I'm looking forward to the Jets shocking some people along the way this year.
So what's your record prediction?
I feel like the floor is 8, and then probably maybe like between like the 8 wins is probably like I'd say my floor, like what I would least expect this team to get. At most, I'm probably going to expect 10. Like my worst case, those are like my least acceptable win level is like 8. And like I said, the most I'm probably going to say this team could realistically push is 10.
Your least acceptable is 8. So a number the Jets have not reached in 10 years, you think that is the bare minimum what they need to do? You think 8's the floor?
I think they should at least be like, yeah, I think they should be at least hovering around. Because like I said, you still got very potent. Like, the defense is still very good. I mean, let's be real. They only really fell off because they lacked the pass rush. Once we lost. Sorry, I'm blanking on the name right now.
Jermaine?
I'm trying. What?
Jermaine Johnson?
Yeah, that was it. Jermaine Johnson. Once the pass rush really took a hit there once you lost Jermaine Johnson. So hopefully we should be hopefully we don't have that bad luck. So that you have him back, even if he isn't 100%. Having him on the other side is still better than having anybody else we fielded last year on the other side. So that should help. I think bringing in. Yeah.
I think a bald eagle would destroy a frog.
All right, but okay. But let's get back. Like I said, I think I trust
you don't
you got
think so?
veteran defensive. Let's just
I think a bald eagle would just wreck the frog. Hey, B-Man, my favorite holiday is less than a month away. You ready?
I'll be working on it, so no.
USA.
All right.
USA.
And you still. All right, let's what was I saying?
Nobody knows what you're
So
saying.
I'm trying to remember because you're throwing me off.
Oh, you're blaming me? You're the one who wore a shirt of a frog beating up a bald eagle. I think it's a bad take.
So, like I said, the Jets defense should be better. You got great defensive minds running it. I mean, I think we all agree Steve Wilkes is a highly respected defensive mind. And like I said, you got Glenn. We all know what Glenn did in
Gator
Detroit.
says you hate America. That can't be true, is it?
No, I just don't want you on my archipelago. I just want my archipelago to be its own country. That's not like you can happily set up an embassy there. We can happily welcome you in an embassy, but just not.
Purple Ball Mike says PR is surviving because of the USA.
No, it's actually crumbling apart because it's a part of the USA. Because it can't trade with anybody. But let's not get into that. I don't want to get into that debate here. This is a football channel. Let's talk. This is a football channel, this is just a shirt I put on. All right. I think that's about it.
That's all you got for us?
Well, like I said, it's the quiet period of football season. It's the quiet part of the offseason. It's like we're past the draft, past the schedule release. There's really
Dave M
not
says,
much.
looks like you're the one triggered. Z breathe. V-Man definitely triggered.
Honestly, only other thing I could talk about is maybe because I didn't get to talk about with you is the Aaron Rodgers thing.
Nate says, V-Man, you started your show talking about your shirt. Stop deflecting.
I just
Mike
want to
T's
see.
nuts. He brought up the shirt, now backs down.
I'm not here to. I was here.
Mike
I just wanted to
should
see
have called in with a Jet shirt on then.
I just want to see if anybody would get a reaction. I just want to see if anybody would get a reaction out of the shirt. That was all.
I see.
But like I said, if you want to talk, I could, because I wasn't talking with you because I didn't come on during the Rodgers thing. That's the only thing I could possibly talk about right now is because it's the only news.
What are your thoughts on the Jets playing Rodgers week 1?
I'm not at all worried because I mentioned this in a super chat, but look, people think that this is some checkmate move by the Steelers that's going to somehow bring them back, but I don't see that happening. Look,
you see them winning.
There are a lot
one?
of problems. I just don't think this is going to be a move that's going to work out for them in general. Because look, we know Aaron Rodgers.
Week 1?
I'm not feeling it. Because look, Aaron Rodgers.
Which team wins more games in the regular season, the Jets or the Steelers?
That's a hard
Is it?
I think they're both going to be around the same area. They're
so
both
9
going to
wins?
be that. they're both going to be around like a 500 club. They're both going to be around 500, hovering. They're both be hovering around 500,
Really?
roughly. Because look, Arthur Smith and Aaron Rodgers run two different types of offenses. So it's a question: who's ultimately going to come out on top there? Is Aaron Rodgers going to suck it up and learn the Arthur Smith offense, or is he going to push Arthur Smith to run his playbook and make the rest of the team learn his offense? Secondly, it takes him an insanely long time to develop chemistry with his wide receivers. We saw 2 off seasons and he was still struggling to get on the same page with Garrett Wilson. And then, like I said, let's look. The Steelers, they actually gave up more sacks last year than the Jets did on their offensive line. So it's like they have they're not this, this is not like he's not going to a Steelers organization that's, a quarterback away. This is like, to me, the Steelers are like the Saints of the AFC. They're that team that stubbornly wants to cling on to their glory days and doesn't want to accept reality and just tear it down and rebuild. Like
Beastbreaker
they're
just
nowhere
wrote in, this guy is so boring. I'm ready for my nap.
Well, go get yourself a nice blanket. Maybe get yourself something a nice beverage and go take a nap then.
Boom. Stinks. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello right now for the first time today to Beastbreaker himself. V-Man's making you want to go take a nap?
V-Man, you've been very much boring. You make Zsa Zsa the Fourth look better than Jenny Jones. Did anyone ever tell you that? Did anyone ever tell you that? Well, you've been putting me to sleep. So the only way I'm going to put myself to sleep is a little bit of Price is Right bingo. That's the way I play. And you should try it more often. Play some bingo for once, you lazy cheapskate. Now, get back to the as they say in construction, get back to work and earn your keep. Let's move along, shall we? Move along.
Beast, what are you doing for work today?
I already got it scouted out. Watering. Grass may not be touched until I see fit. That's right. Now, as Kenobi once said from Star Wars, move along. Move along. Thank you.
I don't think your force is working very well, Beast.
It does work, as they all say in Hollywood. Catch you later.
Okay.
That was a thing.
I think your call was better than his call, for what it's worth.
Thanks. But like I said, I'm not that worried about the Steelers week 1 because, like I said, is Aaron Rodgers going to be on the same page with DK Metcalf? And we've already heard that Alan Lazard has no interest in going there. So, like, what receiver are they going to bring in that's going to be able to, that Aaron Rodgers knows and is comfortable with? He's going to be able to get the ball to.
I mean, I just think the Steelers have better coaching. They're a team that was in the playoffs last year.
I don't think Arthur Smith is a really good offensive mind. I don't think his offense is that good.
Did the Steelers not make the playoffs and win 10 games last year?
Yeah, but then they also just got utterly. They also just have not looked. They haven't had a competitive playoff game since their shootout with the Jaguars in 2017.
They were also 9.5-point underdogs on the road against the, guy who I thought should have won the MVP in Lamar Jackson last year, and they lost. But we're talking about the regular season.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, but yes, also at least but the 9.5-point underdog. But they didn't even. They should have been like a double-digit underdog with the way they performed.
Gator wants to know, is 29397 your Puerto Rican social security number?
I'm pretty sure I've said where the 29397s come from before.
I believe it's your birthday, right?
No, it's an old high school ID number. Like literally, when I went to high school, they gave you ID cards. You could get the library. Were you V-Man
in high school, by the way?
No, that came after high school.
So who actually calls you V-Man in your life?
Nobody. I just came up with it like username for Steam.
So you're only V-Man on the internet. In real life, people call you Vincent.
Yeah, but so let me finish the story. So, like I said, they gave you an ID card to get into the library or into the cafeteria.
Okay.
And if you didn't have the ID card, you could punch in the number that was on the back of it. And because I kept on losing mine, I had to always memorize the back number. And of course, the number on the back of that card is 29397. So I just memorized it until Kingdom Come because, like I said, I kept on losing the damn
So
ID
it's not
card.
your bank PIN or mobile password.
Nope. Like what? Like I would never.
Is that your gym locker combination?
No. All right, no, but that's about it. But I'm pretty sure you could probably find a clip on this show of me mentioning that before.
Jet Johnny says you should change your name to L-Man for shitting on America.
No. I mean, I'm not going to get into the...
Is it
I'm
true?
not going to get into
Hold on. Is it true you went by V-Boy before you became a man?
No.
Okay, I got some false information.
No, I think that's... Yeah, but like I said, with the Steelers, I'm not that worried about the Steelers because, like I said, they always... It seems to be this recurring trend with them is once since the 2016-2017 season is...
Right. They have not had the playoff success, but they have never lost more games
Yeah, but they're
than they've
also
won since Mike Tomlin's been the coach. So you don't think
Yeah,
it's a
but
bit
they're
of a
also
hot
mid-
take to say the
I'm just
Jets will
saying
have a
they're
better
middling-
record?
They are. I'm saying they're a middling team. I'm saying they're like that middling team. That's,
I'd love to be a Midland team and have a 9 or 10 win season automatically every year.
I don't want to be there.
You rather be the Jets?
No, I rather be a team that I like. I don't want to delude myself into false hope.
I mean,
I don't want to be a team
they have a year every year where they have a chance. They've won a Super
They've
Bowl with
never
this head
had a
coach,
chance.
been the
Even
two.
I've talked to their own fans. Like at my security
What do
job.
you mean
they're
they've
about 2 or
never
3
had a
people.
chance? They have won a Super Bowl with Mike Tomlin.
I talk with Bill Cowher's roster and coaches and entire
And then
staff.
they went to the Super Bowl and beat the Jets in the AFC Championship game in 2010.
With Cowher's staff and coaches. That was Dick LeBeau, hired by Cowher.
They're
and
good
Bruce
every
Arians,
year.
hired
They
by
have a
Cowher.
chance. They get to experience playoff football.
I
They're not
talked to
doing
Steelers-
mock
I know
drafts.
Steelers fans.
They're not
I
doing
know
mock
Steelers
drafts on
fans.
your favorite holiday, Columbus Day.
Yeah, but I know Steelers fans and I know because I would do security work, and several of them come in with their Steelers jackets, and I asked them, "How do you feel?" And I asked them every year, it's the same shit, and they literally tell me the same shit they've been telling me
Because
for
they're
2 years.
spoiled. We would take that. We have been bad
No, I'm
for
saying
15
they
years.
know that they're going to lose. They know what's going to happen. They're like 9-8, wild card berth. We're going to get humiliated in the playoffs. Nothing will change because Art2 is a boob. And that's the exact words they told me.
Now, how is the security job going?
The usual is the usual shit. The usual. Although during the Knicks playoff run, there was this one negative Nancy. Every no matter how many games the Knicks won, he's like, they're gonna lose. It's he was just always like, I don't trust them. It's even after they beat the Celtics, he was the king of negativity. Even after that Game 6 win against the Celtics, he's just. I literally go see him. How you feel? He's like, he's just the king of negativity.
Boomtown wants to know, did they catch the thief who stole your uniform yet?
No.
Wow. Did they replace your uniform?
Of course, yeah, no. I went to my boss, gave me, he called it in to the uniforms the store that we source the uniforms from, informed them, gave me a card, said, all right, you go there at this time and you can pick up a replacement uniform.
I see.
That easy.
All right. Well, V-Man, we covered a lot of ground today. Hopefully you could start calling in more often. We miss you.
Well, it's I've been busy. I've been, like I said, I've worked, activist group, take care of my grandfather, he's not doing so well. So, I've been a lot of busy, had a lot of things coming up. So
We'll send him our
haven't had the
best, all
time
right?
to call him. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, V-Man. Fly around, baby.
I am not doing that. I don't have the space.
Start from where your chair is and then run and then jump onto the bed so we see the Puerto Rican flag. Captain Puerto Rico. V-Man. He's V-Man. On that note, more of your calls. Papa Jet is next. Hello, Papa Jet.
Hey, Jake, is there an echo?
Not right now.
Okay, I apologize. The last couple calls, I don't do anything different. I've been calling for months with no problem, so I don't know what the deal is. I just turned it, but I'm good now.
You're good. Yeah, you sound good.
Okay. Again, I apologize. Hey, I think I was on Nick's show on Sunday night, and I read that with Dylan in a car accident. Is there any word on him?
Yeah,
you know?
I actually didn't even know until this morning, but Dylan, he's doing okay. He's recovering, thankfully. He's got a couple bruises here or there, but yeah, everyone send your well wishes to Dylan Terraman, who I think was in the chat earlier. I saw his name. I had a bookmark to bring up. He got T-boned. He was in a serious car accident, but luckily he's doing okay, all things considered.
Okay. Because I tried looking on his site there, like for like an email, just so I can send him a message, but I couldn't find anything. But I'll definitely pray for him. And then Jake, as far as Tampa goes, I think I'm going to have to bow out, and it sucks, but I just financially, just the last year and a half has not been good to me as far as everything that could go wrong with the house went wrong, and my grand pump probably cost me $5,000 there, and son's wedding. So I'm just gonna play it by ear. And I think if I come later, I'll just get my own tickets, my own whatever, so I still might make it, but I just can't commit this early.
That's okay.
Yeah.
No worries. If you're able to get to a game
but
at MetLife that's a lot closer, we'd love to have you for that.
Right. I could do that. The only thing is it's that Carolina date's my anniversary, so
nothing's more romantic than Jets Panthers at MetLife Stadium, to be fair.
I'll probably have to spend an extra day there just to take, so she can do the sites in New York. So that might be an option. So
there you go. It's an anniversary, so you're both supposed to enjoy it. You get to enjoy the football, and then she gets to enjoy check it out in New York City.
There you go. Well, like I said, I've been, around about a year and a half now, and I would just like to shake some hands, meet people and get a little closer, But that's all I got. I just basically wanted to check if I was still echoing. So hopefully that goes good for now, or from now on. So
you're all good, Papa Jet. I'm glad that your connection was good today. Appreciate it. Don't worry about Tampa. Tampa's not an easy trip for people that aren't in Florida, right? Flights, hotels, game ticket. It's the Bucs home opener too, so it's more expensive than what a normal game would be. So if you can't make it, don't sweat it. There'll be plenty of opportunities at MetLife this year. I don't know how many games I'm realistically be able to get to this season because of my radio schedule, but definitely locked in for Jets Panthers. So that is the plan. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. If you want to join us at any of these events, especially the Tampa event, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. There you'll have the info on the happy hour the day before, the tailgate the day of the game, group ticket buying options, hotel discount link. The hotel I'm going to share publicly with people. I just want to, the initial rooms we were assigned, I want to go first come, first serve to the people on the Patreon and Discord for their support and loyalty over the years. And then anything we have left over, I'll share with the public. But if you definitely want a hotel room, it's going to save you some money. Join that Patreon. Rudy says, can we talk about my Cowboys now? you are aware that this is a Jets program, correct? Now, I will be paying extra attention to the Cowboys this year because the Jets do play them, and your head coach was the offensive coordinator the last time the Jets were any good. Schotty! I've told my Schottenheimer story on this channel, right? Combine 2 years ago, he walked into the bar restaurant we were at, and it's super crowded, but I just scream out, Schotty, 2010 Jets for life. And he turned around and gave me like a thumbs up. I was like, yes. Daniel writes in, salute, Jake. Daniel, thanks for being a channel member for 5 months. Gator says, dope shirt. That's right. I'm rocking the Gator McCluskey merch today. Go to Gator's website. Make sure you're free Thursday night, folks. Because Thursday night, there's a birthday party unlike anything we've ever experienced before.
Little your way. It's your birthday. Party all day with your daddy. He's breaker. He's a good guy. Loves you. Takes care of you. Fuck Bobby Beasley. He wants to eat little Joey. Fuck Bobby Beasley. He wants to eat little Joey.
Join us on Gator Sports for live coverage of Little Joey's birthday party on Thursday, June 12th at 7 p.m. That's live on Gator Jets, hosted by the idiot Gator McCluskey and his special guest, Beastbreaker 666. Hope you'll join us for this festive and exciting celebration of life.
Jets Johnny says, I would rather have dinner every night for a month with Alan than go to this. Now, that's a take. Jimbo says, I'd rather take a dip in a vat of acid than be there Thursday night. Rich says, smash the like button. Agreed. Tommy's record predictions, 9-8 and ending the playoff drought. I believe in Glenn. You believe in AG.
You get the fuck out.
Tommy, I hope you are correct. Jetaholic is on the line. He's next. Hey, Jetaholic.
Hey, Jake. How are you doing?
What's up, man?
Good. It was nice to see V-Man finally call back. I can't remember the last time he's called.
Yeah, we need our big time callers to really step it up in June and July to get us to the start of training camp, man. That's where you really separate yourself in the Asmaniac community if you're trying to win Asmaniac madness, because we need all the help we could get during the lean times when it's truly just the diehards watching the show.
Yeah, I agree. Like, good example. Like, my cousin's a big Jets fan too, and he watches the channel. He's just not like the call-in type. But he's like, yeah, I haven't been watching as much. I'm like, hey, I get it, but I'm like, I still watch every day. Just
that's most of the audience, realistically. Like check my views during the season versus now. It's my average video in the fall is over like 10 to 15,000. Post game shows do 25,000. It's crazy.
What does that compare to now?
I mean, we're still. I mean, I'm still grateful. We're still over 3,000, between 3 and like 6, depending on the topic, which is great for a team that sucks. Realistically, for as long as the Jets have been bad. But yeah, it's just the NFL is great that they give you stuff year round to be excited about. But even the NFL, there's that lull after minicamp this week before you get the training camp.
No, I hear you. And don't get me wrong, like, I can't wait for football season, but also too, I don't want to rush summer away either.
Agreed.
But so tomorrow's our booking date for the Jets. I'll be making Jets Steelers official tomorrow. Of course, it's got to be against Rodgers, but you know what? Historically, Rodgers hasn't been great week 1, and neither has Tomlin. So I know, like you've been saying, the most Jets thing to happen would be Rodgers lighting them up. And while I do agree with that, maybe we can beat them. It'll be that much sweeter beating Rodgers,
It would be nice to put an end to the SOJ right away. At least push back on, here we go again, same old Jets by losing to Rodgers week 1.
And me personally, like half my family's like all Steelers and Bills fans. and then, you know, a little bit of Jets. So like it'd be really nice to start the year off beating the Steelers, you know, being able to talk some smack and get off to a good start with this Aaron Glenn era.
I agree. I think it's much bigger than your typical week 1 game because of the Rodgers factor. And I think unlike other years when the Jets have a new regime and they get kind of like the benefit of the doubt early, I get the sense that there's going to be a lot shorter of a grace period for this new regime, given how bad it's been for the Jets and just how much damage specifically the last 2 years have done to the fan base.
Yeah, no, I agree. I tell people the same thing. I'm like, we've been stuck in hell. Just get us out of hell, like you've said before. Like, even if we don't make the playoffs, can we at least be a respectable team?
Correct.
Like, it's just been so bad. Our patience is, you know, literally to here is as small as it can get. So here's to hoping they can actually turn it around. I'm hoping maybe my son in October will be our good luck charm.
I can't wait to see him in the AsMANIAC onesie.
Yes, I will definitely show him off with that once he's big enough. I think you sent me 3 to 6 months, so I might be able to show it off maybe like December, January. So hopefully it'll still be football season.
Just in time for the Jets' first home playoff game in 20
Oh
years.
my god, that manifest it. That would be awesome. Like, oh man, take me back to 2010. I did want to mention one more thing. We should do like, let me know your thoughts on this. We should do like a weekly Jets touchdown parlay for the AsManiacs where we all like vote. We could like collectively pick 2 guys that we all tail or something like that on the Jets to score and see how many we can hit during the year. What do you think about that?
I like it. I like it. We definitely could work on some sort of AsManiac bet every week. We've done that with Underdog. They've been a sponsor on the channel the last few football seasons where I've given out, you know, an Underdog pick slip that people have tailed, but we definitely could do something like that as well.
I think that would be fun if we go like 2 legs to be a little easier. I mean, I don't know how many times we're going to score 3 or more touchdowns, but it would be nice. But honestly though, Fanatics is probably the best sports book. I really like Fanatics. That's the one I've been using lately. They have a lot of they give you credits every time you bet. Every Friday you can win fan cash, which you can use to bet or use on the Fanatics app to buy merch. They even they'll give you your bet back if a player gets hurt in the first quarter. Like they're really good. I don't know if you've ever used them, but
that is good to know. I will definitely look into it. I'm actually going to Fanatics Fest this year, so I'll definitely keep that in mind.
They probably have a good bonus too. But anyways,
Sweet.
Jake, I'll let you go. It's good catching up with you, and as always, go Jets.
Jetaholic, good call. Appreciate you. All right, last chance to get in here. We're an hour and 13 minutes in. Another reminder about this week's raffle. We're giving away a signed Bart Scott jersey. We're giving away a signed Kevin Mawai jersey. Giving away a signed Walt Clyde Frazier jersey and a signed Broadway Joe Namath jersey. Gift away to be entered for your chance to win. Anthony says, oh my God, is that Purple Belt Mike's brother? People think that Jetaholic looks like PBM. I love it. I can kind of see it a little bit. Beastbreaker writes in, Jake, you got an email from me. Oh boy. Okay. Folks, let's obviously go, let's pull this up. Some big news here. A few more non-invites to the Beastbreaker Little Joey birthday spectacular. That Gator, for some reason, is spending his Thursday night streaming it on his channel. Okay, what do we got here? We have an updated non-invite list. So these people are not invited to the Beastbreaker Little Joey birthday spectacular. Hold on. Where is it? There it is. Little Joey, a.k.a. also known as Bobby Beasley, a.k.a. Fraud, John Williams, and Guinea Pig Stew, who Beast also believes is Bobby Beasley. We got that? Eli, he says, screw the Beasley talk. I want in on the raffle. Beasley, you're going to have to wait because Eli's gifted 5 to get in the latest Asmaniac weekly raffle.
We are mama way.
Jack, Turd Ferguson, J.O.B., Aiken, and Tyler Useri all receiving channel memberships from Eli. I'm still laughing. Eli's a relatively new viewer of the show, so he hadn't been around for Fialco's segments during the season the last few years. And he's like, not trying to be a dick, but who is that guy? Fialco came to say goodbye. I'm telling you, folks, we get new listeners all the time. Indy wants to know, Jake, can you ask Beast if I make the non-invite list? Beast, are you going to invite Indy Jets, or is he not allowed?
I'll tell you what, as they say in the courtroom, you Indy Jets, you are officially welcome.
All right.
Next case. Move along. Move along.
All right. We'll let you go, Beast. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. Gracias. Es mucho pues. Adios, amigo. Adios. Mucho pues. Arrivederci. Sayonara.
Oh, Beast, where'd you go?
You get the out.
Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line. Eli wants to know if he's invited. Eli, Beast dropped off. I'm hoping you'll be invited. Black Gypsy says, little Joey is ghetto, according to Frankie. Ralphie says, he says move along, but never leaves the link. Jet Johnny, bro calls in and says move along. It's a great bit. Tommy says, when do they say welcome in a courtroom? Guys, it's Beast World. We're all just living in it. Come on now. You can't use logic and reason. Curly says, I got an Instagram friend request from B. Should I accept or not? Well, if you want him to call you at 4 a.m. randomly, then I would say yes. C-Con says, I'm here. I'm new here. Shit is cool. Are you a Jets fan, C-Con? If so, welcome. Let's get you a channel membership now. Someone give C-Con a membership. What do we got here? All right, last chance to get in. There's currently no one on hold, so I'll give people a minute or so to join the show if they want in on the conversation today. We're going to be back this afternoon with a long stream with Sabo for live reactions from Jets minicamp, so I'm excited. Some on-field stuff to discuss. Dave Briga writes in, YouTube is intentionally not giving me gift memberships. I have the settings on to receive them. YouTube hates Dave. I don't know. For the longest time, JQuest couldn't get a membership either. Then eventually he did. Ralphie writes in, Frankie V hates that little Joey hangs around with Guinea Spice. Luppy's guinea pig Muffin is excited for little Joey's birthday party on Thursday. Big fella says, this is how you know we're in June. We're doing weather talk. Weather in Jersey is effing awful today. I'll tell you what. It ain't great in Manhattan either. Mike D's Nuts says he'd rather get a second vasectomy than go to a rat party. Does a vasectomy hurt, Mike? I've never had one. What is that experience like?
Bang! Thank you, Mike D's Nuts.
Is this Mike D's Nuts?
These gift memberships are on fire!
I do find it funny that a guy by the name of Mike D's Nuts is talking about a vasectomy. Eli says, top 5 favorite memories of the Jets. Well, number 1 is the Patriot win in the playoffs. Honestly, most of my favorite memories are the playoff wins. I would have to think about this. Number 1 is easy, though. What do we got here? Indy Jet says a vasectomy hurts. Thunderlip says his hurt. What level of pain are we talking about? Mike Dems, snipe D's Nuts. All right, I know what we need. We need an Ask Jake Everything or Anything segment to end the show. Here we go.
It's time for Ask Jake Anything. Ask about New York sports. Can't afford a therapist? Maybe Jake can help. We can even discuss if the moon landing was real. Seriously, ask Jake anything.
Also, snip these nuts. That makes more sense than snipe on second thought. Unreal. Robbie says, I don't think it was bad. Like a groin pull for a few days. All right, that's not terrible. Beastbreaker says, Mike D's nuts. You're an asshole. And there you have it, folks. Lumpy says, Tampa Bay win in the Keyshawn Johnson games up there when Curtis threw a touchdown pass to Wayne for the win. We can only hope the Jets have that type of victory when we're all in Tampa together, Lumpy. God, what a win. Indy says, have you ever been snipe hunting? I have not. Jake, would you rather fight one B-sized pigeon or 100 pigeons? One B-sized pigeon. They're going to have a better chance. 100 pigeons, I mean, they're just going to outnumber you. There's just too many. At least that's my initial thought on the matter. What do we got here? Black Gypsy, what is your favorite breakfast meal? A bacon, egg, and cheese or a bagel with lox? Big fella. Is Sauce an awful teammate because he showed up to mandatory minicamp? We're going to have to ask Frankie for comment on that. Let's see. What else do we have here? Matthew says the B-sized pigeon won't be able to fly. What about 100 pigeon-sized bees? It's a great question. Tommy says, does the B-sized pigeon have pigeon endurance? Eli says, what's your go-to Taco Bell order? Whatever the value box is, because they change it all the time. But it usually gives you like a burrito and at least 2 different variants of tacos. That's a must, and then I'll add on an extra taco or 2 as well. I'll look up what it is currently right now, because I do love a little T-Bell. How many 8-year-olds could you take in a fight before they overwhelm you? I think at least 50, I imagine. I don't know, maybe not. I'd have to really think about this. It's hard to multitask right now. I'm trying to look up my Taco Bell order. Don't worry. It is in my Grubhub rotation, so it won't be that hard. The Supreme box includes a chicken, chalupa, Supreme, a beefy 5-layer burrito, a crunchy taco, chips and cheese, and a medium fountain drink for $8.54. That's the current one right now. Done that, then you could throw a little, Crunch Wrap Supreme as an option as well if you don't want to do the full box order. Ralphie says, what percent of the AsManiacs do you think are also Yankee fans? I think like 25%. I think it's probably like 45. Ralphie, there's a lot of people from Jersey are Yankee Jet fans. The Long Island contingent's more likely to be Mets Jets. Teen Curry says, do you like Kyle inside or outside? He's inside more often, but I think the outside is more of a fun surprise. Jets Johnny, would you rather never eat Chipotle again or Aaron Rodgers back on the Jets? I'd rather just have Rodgers on the Jets for this year. and then still be able to eat Chipotle. Peter, Devin Williams sucks. Do you agree? I mean, he hasn't been great. He's been better since he got off to the awful start. You look at his numbers in the 8th inning, he's been great. When he's pitched the 9th this year, it's been bad. They're going to need him to pitch well because Luke Weaver's out for a couple more weeks. Luckily, they have built up a nice lead. Thunderlips, have you ever pissed in the bottle while doing the show? I have not. Boomtown, anything fun planned for the summer? Got a couple things. One thing I could share with you guys now that it's official. For the first time, we're going to broadcast this show live from the Marty Lyons Foundation charity golf tournament on Long Island in July. So Monday, July 14th, make sure you guys tune in. We're going to have a live show from Marty's tournament. Marty's going to come on as a guest. Joe Klecko's going to be there. Vinny Testaverde's going to be there. A bunch of other former Jets and celebs. And we're going to have access to all of them on the show. So I want to thank Marty and his foundation for the opportunity. They reached out. And we're going to do the show from Marty's event. We'll have an opportunity for people to donate who can't be there live during the streams. So I'll have like a QR code you could scan. You could donate to Marty's Foundation, which raises money for children with terminal cancer, terminal illness. So I think that'll be fun.
Breaking sports news just in from the Jake Asman Show. In what can only be described as a shockingly horrific moment, legendary YouTube celebrity Vincent, also known as V-Man, called into the Jake Asman Show and appeared lifeless, sending the show into total chaos.
The other guy who I was asked more about last night is this guy online right now who might be sleeping. V-Man's up next. Hello, V-Man. Come on. V-Man, you up?
Yep. Sorry. Lion is right. Lion's freaking out. Sorry.
What's up, man?
Thankfully, V-Man survived this near-death experience, and the staff here at Gator Sports got to work paying tribute to this iconic man.
Now, this was just sent to me courtesy of Gator. Are you a fan of our new background?
Putting people to sleep since 2021.
Yeah, are we having a bad show? Like, no one's brought that up. I mean, I'm a little subconscious. Are we not doing our jobs today? That V-Man fell asleep on hold? Are we not entertaining?
That's great. And the blanket and everything. It's awesome. That's great stuff.
Unbelievable. Mr. Bonesy up next on the show. Hello, Bones.
And the best part is I just know Gator was just like just loving life as soon as it happened. What comedy show, man. This shit is great.
After several days of rest, the great V-Man found the strength to once again call in to the critically acclaimed show.
All right, more calls right now. And I've been waiting to hear from this guy because I was wondering if he was ever going to wake up from his nap. The great V-Man, what do you think of the new background?
Please, no. It's cringy, man. It's like
the way you sprung up. I've never seen anything like it. It looks like someone else is on the line that is named V-Man that called in. Hold on. Let's go to the other V-Man.
Please.
Vicente,
Oh, God.
Vicente, despiértate, saco de mierda. El tipo con el bigote rojo te está hablando. ¿Qué cojones te pasa? Despiértate o te voy a echar dreno por tu pinga. Chinga tu madre, Vicente. ¡Ah!
Yeah. Sorry. Lion is right. Lion is freaking out. Sorry. Oh, God. Sorry, man. I look, you know, I work the graveyard shift. I'm just on the background waiting for my turn. You know, honestly, look, you know, having to wake myself up in the middle of sleeping. That is too coherent for my grandfather.
Oh my god.
Ah!
No, my grandfather is much less intelligible than that. Because you gotta remember, Puerto Ricans do not speak very good Spanish. It's very broken.
I have no idea what you're even saying. I'm just what a program. What a time.
Unfortunately, the multiverse had other plans for this historic moment in V-Man history.
We come into this game real underdogs, being real disrespected. You done lost your damn mind. Tonight, we gonna set a precedent. It's time to take this division. The hell no, y'all better recognize who the hell we are. The JETS, this. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Jake.
Yep.
Breaking sports news just in from the Jake Asman Show. It seems that one of Jake's most loyal fans, who calls into the show on a daily basis, may be fighting for his job. In a tragic turn of events, the caller known as Dre can be seen here innocently calling into the show recently, but it was this very moment that things became tragic.
That's one of my bosses that just walked by.
You get him on the show. Let me be your boss. You want to come on?
The staff here at Gator Sports worked tirelessly to help repair Dre's job status and keep him out of trouble with his boss, but unfortunately we may have made things worse.
Let's go to Dre. He's up next on the Gusbuster Hotline. Dre, what do you got for us? Oh my God.
Hey, Jake. Hey, I gotta be a little quiet, man, because my boss is right over there. The Jets. I think they're definitely gonna win the division.
Who are you talking to?
I'm working. I'm selling.
What are you doing? Are you on the FaceTime?
No. This is I'm selling this guy. I almost got the sale. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get this sale.
You better. Or your job, we have quotas to meet, you know.
Jake, I gotta go. I gotta go back to you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna get it.
You better.
I'll get it done.
You better. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. All right.
All right, Dre, we'll let you go. Oh my God. I swear to God, Gator does not tell me when he's doing these things. And it just popped up as Dre, and I go, he looks a little different, but I got like a very small window to see who the callers are. And I did not know that was a impersonator. I really did not. I thought it might have actually been Dre, but I was like, why does he look a little different? But the picture's so small, I couldn't tell. And I was genuinely surprised there. Oh, man. I think we got to end it there. We're not topping that. I mean, that was brilliant. If you want more Gator, he's in the Discord. He will like randomly post different videos. Like he did a mashup of me and Aaron Rodgers singing Taylor Swift together, which is just completely outrageous. Like I don't even know how to describe what Gator posts in the Discord. So sign up for the Patreon so you can get access to that. Happy Friday, everybody. I mean, that was brilliant. The Office background. Who was voicing the other part of the bit there? I mean, I got a million questions after that. Incredible. Look who's called back. Our guy Dre is on the line right now. Dre, how we doing? Not at the office?
I had to call in because I saw Gator's impression of me. It was fantastic. I literally was crying at work. Then I ran around to talk to a couple people about it, and that video is fantastic. It is just cinematic triumph. You're gonna love it. Shout out to Gator, my guy.
The Gator impression. I mean, one more time, I'll put it up on screen. I mean, this was outstanding. Look at that. The attention, the detail. Who's Gator going to impersonate next? And we're back. Thanks for everyone for bearing with my internet connection issues. My Wi-Fi just crashed out. My hardline internet and then the actual Wi-Fi was down. But we're back. Now we're actually back. StreamYard still sucks, so there's nothing I can do about that. But we are all good, and I could wrap the show. Last chance to get in. Appreciate all of you. B says, Jake, you should thank me. For what? What did you do? Did I miss something? B says I should thank him. I have absolutely no idea why, so why question it? Let's just ask him.
Would you silence, or should I do one of these? To make sure everything works, all your sound check, even your internet, your audio, your video, everything. That's why we always do it.
Right, I did that myself.
Hey, I'm always there for you. Hey, I'm like a brother to you. I always make sure you're okay and make sure everything works smooth and crystal clear.
I agree. I appreciate that. But what did you specifically do during my internet outage?
Business is business.
Your mic is not even connected to anything. I don't know if you could be
mine. It's okay. It's okay. But as they say, from stay tuned. Now as we all gotta say, gotta rock and roll.
I'm not quite sure what you did though, Beast. Okay, he's gone. Nate says, if Beast was my brother, I would tell everyone I'm an only child. Peter Castro says, Jake, does Brees Hall get 1,200 yards this year? Rushing yards or all-purpose yards? All-purpose, yes. I don't know if he's going to get 1,200 rushing yards. He should be able to break 1,000, though. Mike says, favorite all-time Jet not drafted by the Jets? That's a great question. LaDainian Tomlinson for you. LT was awesome in 2010, and he was good in 2011, too. Rushing-wise, I say he's short of 1,200, Peter. Favorite all-time Jet that wasn't drafted by the Jets? I mean, Wayne Corbett technically wasn't drafted by the Jets, but I see the point. Basically not a homegrown Jet. Man, that's a great question. Let me think. Honestly, like, I'm just thinking about the 09 and 10 teams. Like, I freaking loved Braylon Edwards, Holmes. Curtis Martin is the easy answer. I mean, the guy's a Hall of Famer. He's the best running back in Jet history. Curtis feels like a Jet, even though he wasn't. Feels like he was drafted by the Jets. I mean, even though he wasn't. I won't say Curtis is the answer, duh. But I'll say either Braylon Edwards, loved Brandon Marshall. He's been on the show too. Loved Antonio Cromartie. He's also been on the show. I think those are good answers. I'll go with that. I don't know how to pronounce this person's name, so I apologize. But I don't even want to try and butcher your name here. Is there going to be a replacement for Mr. Fiacco? Yes. We will still have someone on. Dylan's going to help us do some film review. We'll get Joe Blewett on. We will still have weekly film review stuff during the season. But Dylan's got the Telestrator, so I'm excited about that. Bart Scott's a great answer, too. Yep. Love Jim Leonard. Vinny Testaverde's a great one, Peter. I mean, the answer's Curtis Martin, right? But outside of Curtis, like, I think we covered some of the best names. All right. One last call, and then we'll call it a show. Southend is next. Hello, Southend.
Jake, what's going on, brother?
You tell me, man. What we got a flood? What are we working with here?
Yeah, I came to check out my car wash because I'm going to Atlantic City for a couple of days, and the shit is flooded, bro. Can't catch a break.
Damn, dude. I'm sorry to hear that.
Something's like a bobber in a toilet, kind of. This is inside a car wash. If anyone ever wanted to see.
Do you own a car wash or you manage a car wash place?
I own a car wash and I own a detailing service also. I'll go outside. I'll show you guys. So we got the South End Car Wash sign.
Now we understand why your name is South End Auto Detailing, also known as South S.
Yeah, and I own the car. I bought the car wash with the money I saved from detailing. So this is my
awesome,
spot. It's open all day, every day. Yeah. So
Where
I
are
just
you
figured
based?
I'd call. The car wash is in Watervliet, New York. It's like it's Albany, 10 minutes outside of Albany.
Hey, plug the business for anyone of my Central New York listeners.
Yeah, we're on 591st Street, Watervliet, New York. We got a touch-free bay and we got 3 self-service bays over here.
Hey.
You like coming, hanging out, smoking a little doobie, wash your car. This is the place to come, boys. So
I love it.
Yeah, just saw you live. I was like listening, and I'm like, shit, let me call in. I don't know if we got better. I think we definitely got coached better, and we're gonna have a team that plays for each other more. Instead of just one guy trying to rack up sack totals and whatnot, we're gonna have more gang tackling. Here we go. Switch the camera around. We're gonna have more guys playing for each other, playing for the Jets, playing for the the Jets, not their name on their back. So I think we got better in that regard. Maybe not on paper, maybe not if we were playing Madden, but I think the safety room got better. Corner room, DJ Reed was kind of slipping. So I'm interested to see what someone else could do besides Reed. And yeah. So we'll see, I guess. But you getting ready to wrap it up?
I am getting ready to wrap it up, and
I'll
tell you what,
the vacuum hoses.
This enhanced the show, getting a South End call from his car wash that he owns. I love that. Hopefully some Asmaniacs in the Albany area will be able to stop by.
Absolutely, man. Appreciate you taking me, bro. Keep up the good work.
South End, you're the man, my friend. Great call. Love that. Also, wrap it up. Something that I recommend we all take part in. I'm just going to throw that out there as well. All right. You know what I mean. All right. That's a show. Thank you guys for dealing with the tech issues at the end there. Sabo, live after minicamp with us on the show this afternoon. You're not going to want to miss it. Let's see. Another reminder. Father's Day, merch store. Patreon members, take advantage. Need a gift for dad? 20% off with your Patreon code, jakeasman.com. On that note, I will talk to you guys soon. Go Jets. Like the video. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time. This has been the Jake Asman Show, baby.
Gator, I need an intro, buddy. A cool intro, please.
Gator did write in something, though. Searching for an angle for you, Rob. Need you to be a little more off the rails.
I can get off the rail if he wants. Gator, give me an intro. I need an intro, Gator. Don't let me go looking for you. Do you want some of this? How's that, Gator?
That might work, Rob. There might be something there. I'm not going to tell Gator how to do his job. That's like telling Picasso how to paint. Gator wrote he just shit himself, so you got that, Rob. Maybe you'll have an intro. I don't know.
Maybe Gator will make you an open if you weren't so cheap with your SuperChats.
All right, fine. Here, there you go. Because this is what it's all about, right? Mother effing goddamn SuperChats.
So when I was walking into the stadium, Jake, I think I told you I had to have my Stiggers jersey today that just got here that I showed you on the last call. And I see a white shirt that says Stiggers uncle. Next to him, I see Stiggers mom. Like all of Stiggers' family was there, and they're wearing all the shirts that say how they're related to him. I'm like, hey guys, I like your shirts. And I start breaking out my Stiggers jersey, which was in my bag. And the mom was like, no, you're not going to do it. I was like, I'm a big fan of your son. Like, I love the story. And she's like, you're going to make me cry. And like,
wow.
And the mom was there, and they both broke into tears.
Oh, that's so nice.
Another lady there saw the moment, was like, let me take a picture of you guys. We're right at the 50-yard line, like the entrance, took a picture of all of us. She's like, I need those pictures. Grabs my phone, texts Quantez from my phone the pictures, and text her the pictures from my phone. And then he responds, he's like, hey, like to her phone. I was like, this is a surreal moment. And it's his first game. Like it was surreal for them. But yeah, she was in tears walking in, and she was like, I told him I'd be there on Tuesday and I'll bring the jersey. I'm going to try to meet him at a training camp practice. But it was cool to have this, like, this who you said last call, like he might have a different jersey number, but it was like grandma had the jersey and I was one of the only people in the arena with a Quantez Stiggers jersey.
That is an amazing story. You got to be maybe the only Jet fan that actually owns a Quantez Stiggers jersey besides his family. Like, think about that.
I don't know any other 37s in Jets history, so I say
that's great.
Keep 37, get it in the rafters, Quantez. I'm a big fan.
Nate, parentheses Nate, what a call. Quantez Stiggers.